2016 was a woeful year of disappointment after disappointment, wasn't it? For when I found out that I sadly wasn't adopted, EA continued to drop Breathroot's life support made out of all the money in the world, we elected a Cheeto Hitler for president, and then The Last of Us 2 was announced along with some other trifle that I have to get to later. Having betted an Xbone instead of a PS4 last year, I felt obliged to get one this year along with The Last of Us, which cost me the last of my money, and I'm glad to announce that I was absolutely baffled by it in the same way as the aforementioned Cheeto becoming the king of the world. And so I've created a totally, absolutely 100% original review show on the internet to rant on why the whole world sucks and I'm so much better and smarter and handsomer and will probably die faster due to heart palpitations, starting with my favorite medium, video games. To that end, I started my playthrough on Grounded, the proclaimed right way to play this game with no x-ray vision, barely any ammo, and a whole lot of sneaking. So isn't it a shame that the game was made with the Uncharted engine, that is to say, hide behind a chest-high wall and shoot at things that charge at you with varying speeds. And it becomes woefully obvious later on in the game when the zombies have inexplicably disappeared in favor of the more generic soldier types from Uncharted. And thinking back, Uncharted 1 had zombies at the very end, and so did 2 and 3 and the... Wait a tip motorboating second. This is just Uncharted backwards, isn't it? Fucking hell, at least with the first there's all the gold to blindingly distract from the shit AI that ruined my beloved immersion into the game's world, what with them yelling in the middle of a tense sneaking section about their favorite cotton candy maker being dead and zombified, or sorry, should I say cauliflowerized? And on that note, how the hell are spores transmitted through bites? It's not like the story's bad, it's just so predictable, and in places where it's not, it doesn't feel fairly justified, it just pops out of nowhere. Look, I love when a game tugs on my heartstrings like a hopping angel with Parkinson's, especially like in the beginning of the game, when without wishing to spoil, a character that had been introduced 2 minutes ago dies, but it succeeded in making me hurt in a way that Mario never could with its go rescue the dumb blonde from the spiny dick turtle plot. But then the game continues tugging while the main character just walks about silently through the world, only making quips that made me want to throw up whenever they weren't welcome, which was always, just make a silent protagonist next time. Christ, it may sound like a petty niggle, but he was really starting to get on the last of my nerves. Here's a quick question for you. What do you think the title The Last of Us refers to? Human beings? Because there were many of those throughout. The last of the sensible people? Maybe. But then again, it's not like anyone had any other motivation than rape and plunder. Guns? No. You get 2 shotguns, 2 pistols, a bow, 2 rifles, grenades, smoke grenades, Molotov cocktails, although those were a bit of a waste, to be honest. I would have loved to get a sip to numb my brain from the shit before throwing it at the other people who are just as bad as we are. And to top it all off, we get a flamethrower. Yes, you heard me right. A fuck-mothering flamethrower. And let me tell you something. The title certainly doesn't refer to ammo either, because even while playing on a mode that's stingier than your mom after she catches you watching horse porn, it still gave me enough ammo to rain down a larger scale genocide than the Cheeto we previously mentioned. It's survival, alright? Survival by means of fucking genocide. I swear Hitler would cry tears of grief at not realizing what a couple of brown-haired people could do as we wave our compact Holocaust guns around. If only he went a couple of pigments darker. I mean, what is he going to get from a dumb blonde? They can't even change a light bulb. I finally hit an all-time low during a sneaking section that forced a fight up my ass, and it didn't become even apparent until the 50th try, being forced as smoothly and naturally as a fat, neck-bearded, sweaty cunt forcing himself between 2 passengers on a local tram. I lowered the difficulty, crossed my fucking arms in disgust, deleted the game, and then re-downloaded it again because I needed something to fill the remaining 2.5 minutes of this thing. I meandered through the game disinterestedly, waiting for the ending until something amazing finally happened. I started having fun again. When the game shifted from playing as a walking Bulker instead as the emotional, developed Ellie, this felt like what the game was supposed to be all along, instead of the goalless AI that was of no consequence to the player and reduced teenage angst from before. Coincidentally, I would have much rather they made her detectable by the enemies, or gave her a command system much like the one from RE4 for Ashley, because the way her AI was handled was absolutely miserable. She felt like a chore and made me wonder why she was even in the game instead of, say, a syringe of vaccine being delivered instead that you can drop and shatter. That would have caused more horror in my heart than her useless existence ever would. All was fine from there until the ending of the game, which is where I was officially lost in the couch cushions and forgotten about on the side of the road. I'm not diving anymore into that couch though, it smells bad. This finally brings me to the retrospective part of my review. The Last of My Patience 2 has recently been announced, and it seems like we will all be playing as Ellie. Finally. Although she says that we'll have to kill them all. Again, I guess. So I just wanted to say, good.